Hello and welcome. I'm Melinda Kilami. Tonight, car rams into persons waiting to board the bus on the Benin-Lagos road in Benin City, killing 4 of them. Angry residents marching protest over incident in the Edo State capital. Mietiala apologizes to Governor Samuel Otom over Benue killings, promises to embrace the peace initiative put forward by the governor. President Buhari approved the disbursement of 23 billion naira to farmers affected by last year's flood disaster across the country. And lorry driver charged with manslaughter of 39 people found dead inside a refrigerated trailer in Essex, United Kingdom.
On Business News tonight, ahead of its annual conference, WIMBIZ intensifies awareness campaign on gender balance in corporate organizations and public service.
And on sports news tonight, Enyimba insists they will not underrate South African second division club TS Galaxy in Sunday's CAF Confederation Cup game at the Aba Stadium.
We begin tonight from Edo State, where residents of Uselu town say 4 ladies were reportedly killed by a car which ran into them while they were waiting to board a bus along the Benin-Lagos road. The angry crowd immediately set the vehicle ablaze before locking down the road. The angry mob also alleged that some police officers shot and took away 3 persons in a bid to clear the gridlock. But the timely intervention of the State Commissioner of Police calmed frayed nerves.
A volatile atmosphere along the Benin-Lagos road by the Edaiken Palace axis in Uselu, Ego local government area of Edo State. Enraged youths make sure there is no vehicular movement. Their reaction to a fatal accident which has taken place. A host of eyewitnesses, all eager to give their account of what happened.
It's almost 4 days. They leave us stand there. So they ever since now, when motor will pass, people will come to the road. Then enter motor. Because motor come to the pass, long walking way again. So this early what else when they go market? Then this motor come jump there. Keep 4 family at the same spot.
The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Dan Malam Muhammad, is among the sympathizers. Mr. Muhammad validates the eyewitness accounts.
It is a case of accident. It happened this morning. But unfortunately, about 4 people died. So the residents, they are not happy about that accident because they say it's this sand is one that causes this issue of accident. That's the reason why they block road. Say they will not open the road until when the sand is removed. That is one. Then unfortunately, they allege that some policemen came and start shooting guns. But as I come here, I talk to them, I calm them down. And I promise them that whoever do that shooting, we are going to investigate and they are going to be prosecuted.
The Edo police boss eventually succeeds in his appeal to the youth for them to open up the road and restore calm to the area.
Meanwhile, at least 9 persons have reportedly been killed in 2 separate accidents around the Ijebu-Ife and Ijebu-Ede axis of Ogun State, while 2 others were injured. According to the officials of the Federal Road Safety Commission, the first crash occurred at dawn, while the other occurred at around 8 in the morning. Road safety officials are also suspecting that the accident may have been caused by armed robbery attacks when the driver of the vehicle suddenly reversed on the highway when he sighted the armed robbers, and in the process of escaping, the oncoming truck rammed into it. 10 people were injured and 7 confirmed dead. The Federal High Court Judge, Justice Abdul Dogo, who was kidnapped on Tuesday at Ibilo in Edo State, has been rescued. A police source confirmed to Channels Television that Justice Dogo was rescued in the morning by operatives of the Inspector General's Intelligence Response Team. He said Justice Dogo was released from a forest behind the Federal College of Education in Itakwe, Kogi State. Although the victim was said to have sustained a minor injury, he has since been reunited with his family in the nation's capital, Abuja. The gunman had demanded a 50 million naira ransom, but it was not confirmed if it was paid. The Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has commended security operatives for their professionalism in the rescue of Justice Dogo. In a statement, the governor asked all Nigerians to be involved in the intelligence gathering process to tackle crime in the country. In a related development, 6 students and 2 teachers of Engravers College who were abducted in Kaduna State have been released. The students and teachers were kidnapped by gunmen from their school on October the 3rd. The Kaduna State Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mr. Samuel Aruwan, who confirmed the release in a statement, said the victims were set free today. He explained that the government was relieved that the criminal violation of the right to liberty was over and that the victims were all back safely. He called for vigilance in all the communities and continued cooperation of the residents with the security agencies in the battle to secure Kaduna State. And staying with security matters, the former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, wants all Nigerians to support the security agencies to tackle contemporary and emerging security challenges facing the nation. The elder statesman says the task of ensuring peace, security and development of the society should not be left for security operatives alone, and that individuals and communities have a role to play by helping security agencies with intelligence information about criminals in their domain. He was speaking during a courtesy call on the acting governor of Kaduna State, Hadiza Balarabe, at the government house in the state capital.
If you can keep the security group fully informed about some of this insecurity problem that we have, intelligence about their movement of what people are trying to do, probably that will help those who are trying to deal with it effectively. So the part that every Nigerian should play in informing any bad group trying to upset the peace of Nigeria, if you can do that, that will really help to deal with that particular problem. And of course, making sure that you do not get involved with them in disrupting the peace of Nigeria. I hope you younger ones will make sure that if you believe in what we have done and what we continue to do, if you believe it, now try to make it even better. So I want you to make Nigeria even better than we left it.
For the first time in 5 years, Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State and the Secretary General of Mieti Allah Katohore, Mr. Alassane Saleh, who have been at odds over the killings of Benue farmers by suspected herdsmen, publicly embraced each other today after Mr. Saleh apologized for the killings in Benue State. The peace deal was brokered at a wedding reception in Makurdi by the chairman of Air Peace, Mr. Allen Onyema, a man who has not only become a national hero for airlifting distressed Nigerians from South Africa, but is also known as a peace ambassador.
What we did here was not against any ethnic group. We are not against Fulani men in Benue State. What we did is an invitation for peace, love, and living together. We want to invite Saleh to join us in this vanguard. I believe that moving forward, we will still meet and discuss. Fulanis, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbos, and any other person, provided you obey the laws of the land, you are free to live in Benue State and do your business.
I'm here to support the governor's initiative and all initiatives that will bring sustainable peace between farmers and herders, and also to help people understand some of the narratives that have given the wrong misconception about the conflict, which I believe if we work together, we'll be able to isolate the criminal elements and deal with them, and then address the issues that have to do with land resource conflict, which is the driver of this conflict, but that have been hijacked by criminal elements.
As part of efforts to build up the country's internal security architecture, the United States government has donated 2 mobile radiation detection systems to the police. The donation also came with training on the use of the new equipment and its deployment. The systems were facilitated by the Office of the National Security Advisor and the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authorities. We move on to Cross River State, where the federal government is appealing to ex-agitators from the Niger Delta region to deepen peace in the region to allow for meaningful development. The coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Professor Charles Dogo, made the appeal at a meeting with 97 leaders of the Niger Delta ex-agitators under the first phase of the Amnesty Program, which took place in Calabar, the Cross River State capital.
Prior to the federal government's amnesty program for the people of the Niger Delta, the region had seen pockets of setbacks in security, with kidnapping and other crimes in the creeks and waterways on the rise. The issues reduced following the engagement of thousands of persons from the region through the Amnesty Initiative. To sustain the peace in the region and encourage the smooth running of the program is the reason for this interactive session between the federal government and 97 leaders of ex-agitators under the Phase 1 of the Amnesty Program. The coordinator of the program, Professor Charles Dogo, believes an interaction such as this is imperative to bridge the gap to consolidate the federal government's efforts at deepening peace in the region.
I want the support of the ex-agitators, and I want them to understand what the office is doing. Not staying from afar to judge the office, but coming close to the office and also ask questions about how this office is being run.
Some of the leaders commend the leadership of the program for their efforts so far, but seek for more support.
You have seen different kidnapping from the Niger Delta before, but right now, no kidnapping again. So we are now so okay for us. But we won't let the federal government to be empowered, to empower the more youth to go ahead. That is what we want from the federal government.
It is also up to us as leaders to put heads together and then first address the issues. And where the issues are not sufficiently handled, we can now approach SC to do so.
Challenges such as late payments and other shortcomings in the system were addressed. The meeting is expected to be continued with leaders of ex-agitators in other phases in the coming weeks.
In part 2, after the break, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, asked the human rights community to close ranks and fight against abuse of citizens' rights in the country. That's in a moment. Stay with us.